Was that Cunningham attacked the closeout.
Clark, the rejection of Quinterly. Clark, the flick ahead. Oh, beautifully done. Touchdown Fever.
Up in the air, gives Caitlin Clark the target. Barely over the fingertips of Hines Allen. Beautiful, beautiful pass. Catch, in stride, finish. Beautiful basketball.
Winning.
Go dominate the Sorry Sports League, Caitlin Clark. Show everyone why you should easily be the face of the WNBA. Appreciate cultural icons. This is Sports Guy talking that you guys are watching and listening to. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to talk about Caitlin Clark destroying Paige Bueckers in a Fever blowout win. Caitlin Clark and Paige Bueckers went up against each other for the first time ever in WNBA history. If the WNBA is fortunate, they will continue to get one-on-one matchups with Caitlin Clark and Paige Bueckers for years to come. Before I say anything else though, I want to present you guys with the topic question. So here it is. Did Caitlin Clark do enough to prove she is better than Paige Bueckers? I believe so, at least for the current moment. Caitlin Clark went out there and balled out by getting herself a double-double and elevating her teammates to an easy win against the Dallas Wings. Caitlin Clark was able to shoot the three early in the game that really opened up the whole floor. She did a great job passing the rock as well. Sophie Cunningham gets an easy layup like I showed you guys in the intro. Again, Caitlin Clark has unreal court vision and she has unreal shooting range. That's why I talk about the fact that she is the white woman version of Steph Curry. And before somebody gives me the stats, you guys have to understand that not all stats are created equal. In the case of Caitlin Clark, her stats are definitely being deflated. You guys seen the amount of times Caitlin Clark has been getting fouled on a consistent basis, and they don't call the foul for the opponent against Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark gets fouled more than any other player in the woke National Basketball Association. Paige Bueckers is an absolute baller, at least for the woke National Basketball Association standards, but Paige Bueckers is not on the level of Caitlin Clark. What's crazy is that Paige Bueckers used to actually be considered the face of women's college basketball, but Paige Bueckers, she gets herself hurt. Caitlin Clark ends up getting elevated in terms of marketability, and Caitlin Clark has never let that go since then. So obviously those two, they have brewed up a rivalry since then. It's a respected rivalry. It's not like Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, where Angel Reese is constantly attacking Caitlin Clark at all times and playing dirty. This is an actual rivalry where you got two great players that have respect for each other's game. Of course, Caitlin Clark went out there and won the first matchup against Paige Bueckers. Paige Bueckers' team got blown out by 19 points. The Indiana Fever actually scored over 100 points, something that does not happen in the woke National Basketball Association all that often. So I'm actually quite impressed the Indiana Fever were able to do that. Kelsey Mitchell was able to show up. Aliyah Boston was able to make some plays on both ends of the floor, and their role players showed up. Sophie Cunningham has been one of the better rookies in the woke National Basketball Association. So I definitely appreciate what the Indiana Fever have done. They got off to a slow start, but it seems like they're getting better now. They've been winning a lot of games recently. Caitlin Clark getting healthier also helps a lot as well. I know the Indiana Fever have won some games without Caitlin Clark, but when you watch this Indiana team, they are a completely different team when they have Caitlin Clark in the lineup versus when Caitlin Clark is on the bench because she is injured. The Indiana Fever look like a team that is poised to be title contenders within the next 2 to 3 years, especially if they can keep their role players improving on a consistent basis. I'm really encouraged about her teammates. You can tell Caitlin Clark elevates her teammates big time. Aliyah Boston is having one of her best years. Kelsey Mitchell is also showing up. Sophie Cunningham is getting herself comfortable. Stephanie White's not necessarily the best coach out there. In fact, she is more of a hindrance at times, but it seems like she has adjusted and made certain role players better on the team, which is what she needs to understand. Know your personnel, and that's exactly what Stephanie White has been doing in recent weeks. So I guess I got to give her credit for that. I also want to show you guys this clip of the WNBA broadcast team complaining Caitlin Clark gets fouled way too often, and they don't call fouls unless it is absolutely obvious for Caitlin Clark. It's going to be a very short clip, but a very useful clip. I absolutely agree with everything this commentary group said. Roll the film.
The ball handler. There's a grab. There's a hold. There's another grab. I mean,
All of those are
fouls. Every single one of them. And here, that's a foul, and finally they call.
Thank you!
Yeah, exactly. You've seen the amount of times Caitlin Clark is getting fouled, and that's just for one play. I could show you plenty of plays throughout the course of the game if I wanted to do so, but I'm not going to waste you guys' time looking at that because you guys have already seen it in person, and even if you haven't seen it in person or on the TV screen, you can look it up through YouTube. There are plenty of clips on it for YouTube, and if it's not on YouTube, then it's on Twitter. The point is, it's all over the place on the internet as far as I'm concerned. Caitlin Clark gets guarded differently compared to other players in the woke National Basketball Association. I don't see players treating Paige Bueckers that dirty on a consistent basis. Yeah, I see they get physical with her sometimes, but for the most part, they genuinely give respect to her game, and they don't try to play extra dirty like how opponents try to play dirty against Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark gets treated as if she's Michael Jordan, as if she's Kobe Bryant, as if she's Steph Curry, and yet they call her the 9th best guard in the woke National Basketball Association. This is why nobody believes in their sports league whatsoever, because they spew out woke garbage like this, and yet they like to foul Caitlin Clark so hard on a consistent basis. It reminds me of how people used to treat Jackie Robinson back when he was playing Major League Baseball. Jackie Robinson was a pioneer in his sport. He was a black player playing in a white people league, and guess what? Jackie Robinson got mistreated on a consistent basis, but Jackie Robinson just kept going out there and playing great baseball. In the case of Caitlin Clark, she is a white woman, and let me be specific with this one, a white heterosexual woman going up against a bunch of black lesbians and a bunch of black wokesters playing the woke National Basketball Association games. And obviously Caitlin Clark is going out there and performing. Yeah, she's had a sophomore slump, but that's going to happen when they're literally not even letting her breathe, and they're guarding her from 94 feet all the way to the rim. They're basically not giving Caitlin Clark any space whatsoever. And look, Caitlin Clark is a great player. She deserves to get that kind of treatment, and Caitlin Clark's going to need to learn how to adjust her game. But I'm just pointing out how Caitlin Clark is getting guarded is entirely different compared to how other players in the woke National Basketball Association is getting guarded. Caitlin Clark gets different treatment compared to Paige Bueckers, but in this matchup, she definitely proved Paige Bueckers is not better than Caitlin Clark, at least not yet. Paige Bueckers is going to have an opportunity to prove she is better than Caitlin Clark in future years, but for right now, Caitlin Clark is definitely the better player. She's already taken the Indiana Fever to the playoffs in her first year. It seems like she's going to do that again this year. Meanwhile, for Paige Bueckers, it seems like the Dallas Wings, they're going to be sitting at home come playoff time. So again, I got to talk about how Caitlin Clark has been able to elevate her teammates and being able to get her team in position to make the playoffs. You guys have to remember the Indiana Fever were an absolute dump prior to Caitlin Clark's appearance. In fact, they were so bad that they looked like a store that was about to shut down in the middle of nowhere. That's how bad the Indiana Fever were, but Caitlin Clark has been able to save their franchise, and not only has she been able to save their franchise, it looks as if she's going to be a cultural icon for Middle America. So again, I got to appreciate the greatness of Caitlin Clark. Everyone else should be as well. Paige Bueckers is a good player. She's not a trash player. Give her respect, but Caitlin Clark is the better player, and she proved that yesterday with her 14 points and 13 assists and 5 steals. She's playing on both ends of the floor now. So Caitlin Clark, it looks like she's going to be the best player in the WNBA in no short time. So that is why Caitlin Clark did enough to prove she is better than Paige Bueckers, as Caitlin Clark has continued to prove her doubters wrong. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking. Like the video, and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I'm gonna shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That'll be for the @DustinNashTran Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @DustinNashTran, and that's Sports Guy Talking. Also, go follow me on Twitter @DustinNashTran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? Make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video, comment down below, check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel Sports Guy Talking.